all right. Okay, so a couple of things here with Berserk of Gluttony, okay? First off, this episode, chef's kiss. Fantastic. This episode was like really, like it drew you in. It had action, it had gore, it had good storyline, good plot. And I'm going to talk about the whole episode, but here's the thing, okay? Last episode, or maybe the episode before, and I think it was last week, you know, we were talking about, you know, you and I were talking about Fate getting saved by somebody at a young age, somewhere between the ages of 7 to 11, somewhere around there, maybe 7 to 10 years old. And the initial thought, or was not thought, but the initial assumption or guess was that that person, the blonde person who looks just like Roxy that saved him, maybe Roxy's mom, maybe Roxy's sister, something like that. Reason being is when you see them both together, they're similarly aged. At least it seems like that from the outside looking in. But this episode revealed that that person, that night, that holy night with a very kind heart that saved him was in fact Roxy. So that means that there's a pretty large age gap between these two. And again, I'm saying he was somewhere between the ages of 7 to 11. Right now, he's probably somewhere between the ages of 15 and 20, somewhere like right there, right? And at this point, you have to assume that she's somewhere between 5 to 10 years older than him. At bare minimum, I would say, you know, he was, if I were to put a needle in the haystack of where I think it was at, I think he was probably about 9 or 10 years old when she found him. And I would say that was probably 5, 6 years ago. So I would say he's probably 16, maybe a little bit more, you know, and I would say she's probably about 25 at this point. That's probably my guess, is she's probably about 25. And he's probably between the ages of 15 and 20. Maybe he is 20. You know, maybe she is 25. Maybe there's like a 5-year gap there. You know, I would say it looks like it's been about 10 years or so. But I was just really thrown off, and like considering that there is such a age gap between them, I really would like to know if you guys know, maybe based on source, what's their age gap there? Because I really wasn't expecting, when we saw her mom, I was expecting her mom to be that night. Maybe she got sickly or passed away or something like that. I was expecting her to be the knight that found Fate, but it was Roxy that found Fate. So she has a thing for the youngins, apparently, because that's kind of like the trajectory that we're heading down, okay? So just throw that out there. This episode, though, was really awesome for a lot of different things. Not only did we meet her mom, not only did we get to see her vineyards and the land that she manages and stuff. Her mom is, like she said, not long for this world either, so within the next 1 to 5 years, probably, she's going to be left with a Hart family in totality. Like, she's going to be the only one left, right? So she obviously is going to have to marry and make an heir and stuff like that too. But, like, she's going to be the only one left after her mom passes. Again, somewhere between 1 and 5 years, maybe a little bit longer, maybe less. I don't know. So that's kind of a sad thing to learn and all of that. But it's a cool thing to see, like, okay, this very large land that she manages. This episode also did kind of do a layup for us, or a alley-oop for us with what's coming next as well too, because it also set the precedence that this Hato dude, the purple hair's brother, is going to be like going after the Lich, which is which is our boy Fate, and Fate is now at the point of his gluttonous skill that he can't satiate his gluttonous hunger anymore. With common souls, eventually it's like, you know, eating peas every day. It's like you want something different. His body's craving something different. So he's not going to be able to satiate that. This episode he did it with the kobolds, and he's not going to be able to satiate himself with honestly just humans at this point. So he's going to have to go and destroy these human guys. And then he's going to take his ass over to this Gallia place too, because he's gonna have to go save Roxy, because they're trying to gang up on Roxy and basically have her have an accident happen where she gets killed, so that way she's no longer a thorn in their side. So lots of different things are going down, you know, in Berserk of Gluttony. But this episode was exactly what I wanted to see from this show. It was definitely like him killing people, or him killing monsters, him surpassing his limits, us seeing that there's a transfer of stats to to his sword that allows him to access another pool set of moves, which, Kamehameha, right? We got to see that his gluttonous skill is like reaching the edge of its limits with the types of souls that it can be consuming. He basically needs to leave to consume a variety of different souls on a consistent basis at this point, which is a very interesting thing as well, too. And then the very last thing I'll say is like this anime overall is 𝐒𝐮𝐩𝐻𝐵𝐵's dream, right? Because at this point in this show, too, he had my eye is trembling, you know what I mean? So he is a 𝐒𝐮𝐵𝐻𝐵𝐵's dream, a dream show as well, too. Okay, I know I said last thing, but very, very last thing is we also did get to meet the Gallia girl as well, too, the one with white hair. Apparently, she's of a fallen race of the people of Gallia, and she's probably going to be a reoccurring character throughout the show, too. Big-ass scythe, axe-looking thing, little girl, lots of power within her. Very similar red eyes to Fate, so we definitely need to learn more about that. And his sword didn't want to tell anything about it because he either truly doesn't know or doesn't want to tell Fate just yet about what's to come. But she could obviously sense and see something in Fate so much so that she was like, yo, I left the kobolds for you. Even if he was in his basic attire, she could see that he has something. So regardless, fantastic episode number 4 of Berserk of Gluttony. And this is what I wanted to see from the show. This was fan-effing-tastic. All right, my friends, let me know what you guys thought of this episode down in the comments below. As always, hit the smack the like, hit the subscribe, smack the subscribe, hit the like. Either one. Just do that kind of stuff for me. Comment down below what you guys thought. And of course, I'll see you guys next week. Peace out, my friends.